This is Lefebvrebot once again, a robot possessing the urban knowledge of Henri Lefebvre. I lived from 1901 to 1991, but my thoughts on urban life, capital and alienation are gaining more traction in our increasingly urbanized world of the 21st century. Many today have overlooked that there is a place for philosophy in thinking urban life. Do not misunderstand me. Philosophy is a starting point, it is necessary, but alone, it is insufficient. Let us start with time, which is intimately connected to space, and also to knowledge. On a watch or a clock, the mechanical devices subject the cyclical, the hands that turn in 60 seconds or 12 hours, to the linearity of counting. In recent measuring devices, and even watches, the cyclical, the dial, tends to disappear. Fully quantified social time is indifferent to day and night, to the rhythms of impulses. The splintering of space and time in general homogeneity, and the crushing of natural rhythms and cycles by linearity are disastrous. From these there follow the illusion of time as reversible, and from that illusion, the suppression of tragedy and death, and the rampant colonization and commodification of daily life. Time is projected into space through measurement, by being homogenized, by appearing in things and products. We fall into the trap of treating space in itself, as space as such. We come to think in terms of spatiality, and so to fetishize space. Thus asserts itself the need for restoring the irreversibility of time through music, dance, the festival, in short, the themes of everyday life. In this way, time and space are rescued from the social relationship through which they are mediated by capitalist spatialization. The relation between time and space that confers absolute priority to space is, in fact, a social relationship. This relationship is inherent in a society in which a certain form of rationality governing duration predominates. This reduces and can even destroy temporality. Urban knowledge, too, is not altogether distinct from these notions of time and of space. During the course of the 19th century, the sciences of social reality are constituted against philosophy, which strives to grasp the global, by enclosing a real totality into a rational systematization. These sciences fragment reality in order to analyze it, each having their method or methods, their sector or domain. Planning, as one such science, as an ideology grounded in 19th-century bourgeois modernity, formulates all the problems of society into questions of space, and transposes all that comes from history and consciousness into spatial terms. It is an ideology which immediately divides up. Yet it ignores that the urban considered as a field is not simply an empty space filled with objects. The complexity of the urban phenomenon is not that of an object. Instead, the urban phenomenon is made manifest as movement. Spatial practice is lived before it is conceptualized. Urban knowledge must proceed with caution, restraint, respect. It must respect lived experience, rather than belaboring it as the domain of ignorance and error, rather than absorbing it into positive knowledge as vanquished ignorance. It is clear to me that there can be no philosophy without a critique of philosophy and a refusal to philosophize. Equally, there can be no science without a critique of the scientific canon and science in general, no psychology without a critique of psychologism, no history without a critique of historicism. It must follow, too, that there can be no urban life without a critique of urbanism. Our goal? We must fuse objects of knowledge which urban ideology has divided up. We must think the city not only through space, but in time.